Miss Greninger, I actually have a question.
Sure.
Where do you find the slides for the drawing?
The slides for the drawing, let me show you. Let me share my screen real quick here. I know it's a little tricky to find them in Schoology, but okay. So if you go into the Learn folder, I think they're actually, here, hang on a second. I have to look myself. There they are. Okay, I don't know why I didn't put them in the Monday folder, but they're in the Thursday folder. Can I just share it in the chat box for you? I think that would be easiest. Animal selection, slideshow. Let's put it in the chat. Okay, guys, so if you don't know, if you don't have a picture readily available of your animal, here is, whoops, that's not what I want. Here is the, I have to actually go there. There it is. All right, I'm posting this to the chat box. Here's the list of your animals. Okay. All right, let's get back to demo mode here. So let's briefly touch on what we're actually trying to accomplish by the end of today. If you go into the Do folder, it says post a WIP of your progress by the end of class today. I'm looking for external contour lines being finished. So that means the outside lines of your animals and your environment, just the outside lines, and then also the internal contour lines. So this is an example of the internal contour lines, all of these different shapes that we see in the toad's skin and his bumps. Not the texture yet, right? We're not doing any shading or texture. We're just outlining things still. So that is what I'm hoping to see by the end of class today. I realize that everybody's drawings are different and some are more complicated than others. So don't stress out about it. Just do your best. And I'm going to move through and work on this a little bit, and then I'm going to release you to actually do your own work. Okay, so I'm going to work on this front toad. Again, you guys are still using your light pencil, but I'm using the dark one so that you can see in the webcam what I'm doing. Now I'm going to work on this toad here. I always like to keep my finger there so that I can sort of look back and forth, reminding you too that you're looking back and forth a lot. So I'm going to say switch every time I look back at my resource here. Switch, 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 switch. Okay, so this is it's a good way to practice hand-eye coordination, and it also will help you just become more accurate at your drawing. You're trying to draw something from real life. And this is something you'll practice if you stick with visual arts. You will practice this your entire, okay, I gotta turn that off. You will practice that your entire career as a visual artist. How to draw what you see. Like when you go to college and you're taking visual arts, you'll probably take some figure drawing classes, which is how to draw the figure from real life. And you'll have a figure, a real person standing in front of you. And you're trying to draw them in quick poses. It's called gesture drawing. And then you'll have longer poses where maybe you're taking a painting class and you're painting a person in real life. So it's good to start practicing how to do that now. And it will just make you better at everything. Like if you're into drawing anime and you're into drawing cartoons and fantastical things, learning how to draw from real life and realistically will only make that part of your art form better. So as I'm drawing these shapes, I look at negative space too. Like the distance between this weird ridge in the back is important because I need to have room to put everything inside there. And you have to kind of go slow with this. If you go too fast, it's gonna be frustrating, especially if you have a lot of detail. Having issues with this. I just need to turn the volume off. There we go. So again, we're not drawing any texture or shading. We're just outlining things. So when you're outlining, you're really looking at different values, right? I'm outlining something that's darker in value right now. And that will help me fill in my texture and my value later. So, you know, this toad's going to take me some time, right? Because there's a lot of shapes. So I would just continue that. So I would finish both toads. And then what do I do for internal lines with my landscape? Well, I might want to go in and actually draw some of these little grass specifically, you know. Make it a little bit more true to what you're seeing in the original. Because right now this is just kind of a random, I can even erase this part. That's just kind of a random zigzaggy pattern that I don't need anymore. So I could go in and do that. I could, you know, same for little things like this little tuft of grass. I could go in and make it look more like what it looks like. Make sure I have all these little areas kind of outlined where I'm going to put my line quality. I've got some grass here I could work on. Up here there's a bunch of little shapes in the landscape. I could kind of draw those in. I could start drawing in all these little leaves that go on the stems here. You know, those are the types of things I'm looking for your internal contour lines. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm hoping you'll finish today. Let me see if I can get this to focus better. Can you guys see that okay? Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much for responding. All right, you guys.